Cheung. I think like the best artists, he's sort of unassuming, is so prepossessed with his art craft and then wants to skateboard the rest of the day. Unity was started something like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was really just a container for the work of Jeffrey and Gabriel Ramirez, his partner in life and in art.
We as Fortune have been big fans of Unity's work for quite a while now, and seeing the way that they are invested in creating safer spaces for queer people to be seen and feel surrounded, and I think we share a lot of that sort of sensibility.
Unity at the Initiative is going to be a multi-site visual arts exhibition. This will also include public programming, which will include things like artist talks and workshops. We're in a component of the show right now, which is a studio within a studio replica of Unity's print shop in Oakland, California.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got some, thank you. I am making a cardboard model of our printer that we use at our studio. It opened so many doors for just self-publishing and like creating our own prints, our own zines, not only our own, but just like opening it up, like opening up access to the machine to like people who like just want to learn how to print or use it. It's such an important piece of our studio at home that we felt like even if we didn't have an actual printer, to like just create a symbolic version of it. Yeah, this was supposed to be like a piso.
That's amazing. Unity was particularly inspiring to us because we also work with the same machine, the Risa Graph, and there's something about the quickness and also the DIY-ness of that machine. It is both an art object and also something that is not so precious.
Yeah, Anne told us to bring some stuff, so we brought some placemats.
Wow, did you guys print this?
Yeah.
Wow, is that gold? So cool.
It's an iterative exhibition, so all that means is anybody can come in and add to it. And that is the spirit of a print studio, right? Like you come in and you try new things and you leave them behind. You take them with you, you put them up.
We just have been taking a lot of the prints and other like visual stuff that folks that have come through have made, and we usually just put it up on our walls. There's no system or anything, we've just been putting it up, and we just kind of wanted to bring what we do to here.
So this studio is meant for queer and trans artists to come over and add to or subtract from, adapt, interpret in the way that they think really represents the moment and their craft.
I typically make my wheat-pasted pieces of art on a butcher paper. Try to include women in the community. As an artist, you have so much power of who you get to represent in what you're making, right? So being able to make something that visually represents people that come from a place like you is really cool, and I think it's very empowering.
This amazing practice of depicting very different bodies than we're used to seeing, and then using it in a context of joy instead of oppression. And I'm saying a lot about what effectively are portraits of friends, and I know his work primarily in the context of sort of zine culture and posters, but he's also a painter who's done large-scale installations at major galleries. To see that iterated and out there and hung in galleries and talked about is so exciting.
With putting stuff up with street art, obviously it's not going to stay up forever. And I kind of love that, to be honest, because like whoever sees it like has this like special moment with it, and like not everybody has the same experience. I think it's made me feel really free about what I make, like, and as a way of like kind of getting something off your chest or like out of you. And I definitely use street art in that sense.
I think the responsibility for the Asian diaspora in the arts is a little different and it changes from time to time, but for us, it felt really critical that we show up for our Black and brown peers.
There was a lot of change that happened from the beginning of the project to where we are now, and just watching the way Asian arts and Unity sort of adapted and made better plans because of those changes was inspiring too.
When the pandemic started, it was made clear that we needed to figure out how to continue to facilitate the sort of gathering and community work that is so central to Unity's work, but to do it in a way that was safe for our communities. The care package was a way to do that. It was a package that we curated and asked for contributions from local cutie BIPOC artists in Philadelphia, and that it would be this sort of intimacy even though it was at a distance. So to be able to continue to feel that connection with your community, even when you can't physically be in space together.
You know, we're building community through the power of art. That's our motto. And building sometimes just means, you know, nourishing and protecting and checking in. So that's been an important aspect of how we've responded to everything happening this year. Though we can't get together and hang out, we can certainly leave an imprint, and we can see each other through the work that we leave behind.
Goodbye.